from the First Street Studios in South Tampa, Florida, it's time for another round of Last Call 76 with your host, Dan, Jay, and behind the camera, the one and only Jess.
Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, at least
I've been waiting.
us here in Tampa Bay. And some of my friends watching in Philadelphia, too, and I know I've got quite a few of them. And even my good friends in Bloomsburg who are watching this, who are diehard Eagles fans. Got the Bucks, the Eagles. I don't know if anybody else outside of that is looking forward to this because, Dan, I got to use this term. I haven't used it yet this season. El Caca Grande. I love the Bucks. I got nothing but respect for the Eagles. Oh, my God, this is garbage. Garbage, no offense. The Eagles have looked like donkey manure down the stretch. And by the way, A.J. Brown's out. He's been ruled out with an injury. Jalen Hurts is hurt. This is a team that got molly-whipped by the Giants last week with Danny DeVito, Tommy DeVito, Billy DeVito, Tyrod Taylor, the Three Stooges. They're playing with ham and eggers at quarterbacks. Even with Daniel Jones, he's a ham and egger. He's a $45 million ham and egger. They're getting beat by the B team whose defensive coordinator was trying to sabotage games. All right? Then they get beat by the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay is the winners. No disrespect. Love me some Bucks. Obviously. They win the crappiest division in the NFL by far.
All right, I'm going to stop you right there.
This stinks.
I'm going to stop you right there. Is that fair?
Yeah, we all get a chance to throw the flag. We get to throw.
All right, I'm throwing the challenge flag now because here's what we need to understand. We could sit here and say the NFC South is a dumpster fire.
It sucks.
Is that fair?
Yeah,
Jessica, is that fair? With that being said, though, the Bucks are the only NFC team in the last 4 years that have been in the playoffs. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're right, but that's...
Okay, so with that being said, we have our own problems here in Tampa. Okay? We bit a bad, I guess, chunk out of the apple with Brady.
Yeah.
And we had some cat problems, right?
Yeah.
However, the whole idea is to get into the dance. It's no different than the Final Four.
Yeah, sure.
Right? You could play horrible all year, but if you play hot at the end, you get put into the tournament, right?
Yeah.
We're in the tournament now. So everything resets. So you can say what you want to say, but there's a lot of other crappy divisions out there, a lot of other teams that got into playoffs because of quarterback injuries.
Oh, sure.
So with that being said, there's a lot of teams out there in the NFL right now that were on life support if those quarterbacks didn't get hurt early. And you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. They're still in the state of Ohio.
Said, the Tampa Bay Bucks, I will defend them in the sense that at least they're consistently average. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's more than fair, but you got to admit, the division's garbage. Let's be honest. I mean,
okay, this year.
Yeah, most years.
Okay, fair enough.
Go ahead, keep going. Your turn.
But my point is, Philadelphia's wheels have fallen off. Okay? I don't know why. Something's wrong in the locker room. Something's a very big disconnect. This is probably the best possible matchup that you could ask for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
And here's what's scary about it. Even though the Philadelphia Eagles were in the Super Bowl last year,
yeah,
you got to remember there's a lot of residual Super Bowl winners with the Tom Brady just a few years back with Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Fair enough.
So experience is there. And we got to give Baker Mayfield credit. You can say all you want. You can look, regardless, the dude threw for 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 10 interceptions.
Absolutely.
Any NFL team would take that as a starting quarterback.
No doubt.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
So say what you want, but this is not an easy game for Philadelphia. I will tell you, in fact, there are people that are favoring the Bucks. Some of our sport analysis guys as well as us.
Yeah.
I'm going to put the Bucks. I'm putting the Bucks in at 3. And the reason is they've won 5 of their last 6 games. Yeah. Did they have a horrible stretch in the middle? Yes, because of Dave Canales. And I'm going to get in that subject, right? That dude needs to be in the booth. Dave, if you're listening, I saw you at Publix the other day. Get in the booth. Get in the booth. Don't be on the field. You can't read defenses, bro. How you're a head coaching candidate, I have no idea. Good for you, though. Make your millions, but get up in the booth. Like offensive coordinators that are new, they're up in the booth so they can read defenses you can't see from the sideline, bro. Help me out. Help out the fans of Tampa Bay. Your kid goes to school here. They don't want to hear about it from all the kids. But bro, you're calling bad plays all year long, and you're getting lucky because of Baker, Rashad White saving you out of Arizona State. If it wasn't for those guys and Mike Evans, your playbook is bad, bro. It's like Waterboy, the Fonzie guy, Henry Winkler. Get up in the booth, bro, so you can see, because you don't understand defenses. Okay, give him credit from Seattle with Geno, but this is his first year calling plays. He cannot read defenses. So I'm giving Tampa Bay 3, but I'm going to let you finish. I'm not trying to be mean here.
No.
But if this is a head coach candidate, where have we gone in our league?
We're in trouble. We're in trouble.
And I'm not trying to be mean to him. Yeah. I'm giving you a recommendation, bro. When I was in NASCAR, somebody says, hey, we need to buy this equipment. You go buy it. And then we led the Daytona 500. Yeah. Kids in the UFC, right?
Yeah.
Some of our fighters. And they say, hey, we need to go to this training camp, go to this gym. What do? You go to that gym.
Yeah.
Okay, Dave, I'm telling you, don't listen to Todd Bowles, because he don't know what he's doing either half the time. Get up in the booth, bro. I'm not trying to be mean to you guys, but you don't read defenses. You have no clue. You just make a game plan and you call your play sheet, right? And it's bad. And you're seeing a great example of that. And what's going to happen against the Philadelphia Eagles, they are monsters.
Yeah.
They are talented. They're just out of sorts right now. But Dave, you can't just make a play sheet and say, we're going to run these plays, Baker. We're going to run these plays, Mike Evans, and they're going to work. No, it doesn't work that way, bro. Get up in the booth next year at least and learn how to read defenses, because you run into the strengths of the damn teams that we're playing every damn week. The guys are splashing, not letting your guards get to the second level linebackers, and it's a field day. Man. So stop that crap. I'm going Bucks by 3 because I'm loyal, but man, for Christ's sakes, listen to people outside your organization that have been in professional sports, maybe not yours, but make adjustments and, take recommendations, because a guy can't simply read defense. Yeah. He can call plays. He can help quarterbacks like Geno Smith, give him all the credit in the world, but he has no clue what's going on in the defensive side of the ball. So what you got?
And I'm going to say this right now. If Dave Canales is a head coach next year, we're going to talk about this in one of the mailbags, I believe.
Yeah, we got like 70 questions on this guy. Obviously, he's doing something wrong when even our sports broadcasters are writing us. Yeah, Jim McMahon's following our page.
Yeah, Jim McMahon.
We got all kinds of people. Maurice Clay, hey, it's a good name. Yeah. I think I had a rough go with it, but he's rebuilt his life. Right. But regardless, we get these comments from these people, and you're sitting here trying to figure it out, and everybody knows Kellen Moore and Dave Canales are not ready to be head coaches. We saw him depart Dallas and didn't do anything, and now he goes to San Diego, destroys that offense, and now we got Dave Canales that doesn't know how to read defense.
No, and I don't wish this on them. I don't wish this on them.
I want them to win.
I want them to win. I want Kellen Moore to win. I don't want to see coaches lose their job. But I'll tell you this much right now, if either of them are head coaches next year, they will be the latest trend of the coaches that get fired before the end of year one.
100%.
Guarantee you.
They have no ability to coach a team right now.
No.
Now, will that come? Absolutely. Through experience. But it's like the blind leading the blind in Tampa Bay. Right?
No, absolutely. Canales shouldn't even be a candidate because he has some limited experience. But my point about that, and I'm not trying to bash Tampa Bay. I'm not.
None of us.
If I was that hard on my own team, and Tampa's my second team, you know that.
Yeah.
I'm hard on my kids. I'm going to be hard on my team. Watch my video about the Dolphins. I annihilated them. It's just the bottom line. But I will tell you, and I've said this to you the moment that matchup was set, you could show receipts if you choose. As much as I think Detroit got the worst possible matchup for them, I think Tampa Bay got the best possible matchup
for them. NFL, not just the NFC, of the whole
playoffs. I think Detroit got the worst matchup of the entire playoffs. I think Tampa Bay got the best because the Eagles look like garbage.
And it's a Monday night game.
Yeah, I think Tampa Bay is going to win because the Eagles are garbage.
I'm at 3, though. I'm at 3.
I mean, the whole thing is the reason that the Eagles are in the playoffs, and they didn't miss because they got off that red-hot start. They collapsed down the stretch. And, the NFL's like, this whole year's have been just a discombobulated cluster. I'm picking Tampa Bay by 7. I mean, the Eagles haven't looked good down the stretch. They're not going to have A.J. Brown. They're having, Jalen Hurts is playing it with a bent finger, hurt finger. It's going to be at 50%. Tampa Bay wins. To me, it's pretty one-sided.
So let's go, Bucs fans. Like I said, when we do our show, we're trying to be honest.
Well, we got to be
right. Everybody else sugarcoats it. We're not under these restrictions by everybody else. Yeah. The bottom line is, when I go to every single Bucs game and sit right down on the field, and you see the same thing week after week, We win a game. I think our best performance was Minnesota early, and then we had Jacksonville. Those were decisive games.
Yeah.
Other than that, they've been to the wire games. And you were at a couple with Jessica, you've been at a couple. We don't do nothing good in Tampa Bay as far as a football team.
Well,
yes, we either win small or we lose small, right, Jessica? Would you agree? We don't have the ability to strike deep.
No.
And Dave Canales, I'm telling you, he could be a talent, but he is not an offensive mastermind, nor is Kellen Moore.
No.
If I would have used that philosophy in the UFC or in NASCAR, I would have been in last place, which we were there a couple times, but we also were up at first, right?
Yeah.
We won a couple titles with my business partner, Colton,
Right.
and then Tim and all the other guys that made it through the UFC. You cannot sit there and just believe that this is going to work out. You have got to get to a point where you have got to get better.
Yeah. You know where Dave Canales is at this point? We've both been around the UFC long enough. Dave Canales is that raw wrestler, fresh out of college, where Josh Koscheck was at UFC 1. Where their philosophy is take them down, hold them down, and punch them in the kidneys for 3 rounds. You might win a couple of fights that way. You might rise up into the top 15. But sooner or later, you're going to get that wrestler that's better than you, that's more well-rounded than you, that strikes better than you, that's better in jiu-jitsu than you, and you're going to be capped off at where you're going to go. And to me, right now, that's where Dave Canales is. He is that raw wrestler who has potential to be more, but this man should not even be in the beginning phases of being a head coaching candidate. Neither should Kellen Moore, okay? Because Kellen Moore's offense has regressed, okay? The Buccaneers are bottom 20 in the NFL in every offensive team statistical category, okay? The Chargers, and we're not talking about the Chargers here, but I'm just mentioning this, the Chargers have regressed with Justin Herbert, who's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Why are these guys coaching candidates? It's the good old boy system. That's all it is. That's all I got to say about that, but the Bucs win.
Well, at the end of the day, dude, you try to be honest. You try not to get in arguments.
It's objective.
You try to be professional.
Yeah.
Try to be objective. And when you become predictable in a professional athletic sport, you're never going to win. And the Bucs are predictable. And the record shows it. They are consistently average. Last year, it was with Brady at 8-9 going in. Now it's 9-8. It's the same song and dance. Comes down to the same 4 teams that are all in the mix towards the end of the season. This year, not so much Carolina, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't want to challenge your players, and I'm not busting on Todd Bowles, I'm not busting on Canales here, but if you want to win football games, you got to put the work in. All these, Victory Mondays they give. Okay, Victory Mondays used to be given to teams that were like Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Now it's the norm. It's like everybody's like, and of course we don't practice the way the NFL used to. Nobody even hits anymore, right? Shoulder pads, no knees, no nothing, right? All above, helmet pads with another pad on top. I get it. But at the end of the day, Tampa's got to do something to change the script.
Victory Mondays. Give a Victory Monday when you've won the division and you've advanced to the AFC Championship.
But Todd Bowles will give a Victory Monday every victory.
That's I'm sorry, man. That's a participation trophy.
And that's why we're where we're at.
So you beat Carolina in a one-win Carolina team in the middle of December.
And barely beat them.
That gets a Victory Monday. That's garbage, man.
And then he calls them back in on Wednesday, right? Because now the weather's not bad. He calls them back in on Wednesday because we play the Monday night game. That's why we're where we're at. I can tell you this, Bill Belichick wasn't doing that, and that's why you got 6 football trophies, Lombardis, sitting across there, and that's why Tampa gets a Super Bowl every 20 or 30 years, because these coaches don't challenge their play.
And even Bill Belichick. Bruce Arians was a genuinely nice guy. Bruce Arians was a real nice guy. I knew that firsthand when he was in Arizona.
Yeah.
Bruce Arians wasn't doing that garbage. If the team won, it was another day in the office. You get, take the night off, enjoy yourself, be ready for Monday when we get land.
That's the way it always used to be.
So you can be gruff, you can be nice, but you don't reward because you do what you're supposed to do. That's all. I'm done with that.
I'm good. Hey, like I said, I'm Tampa Bay at 3.
Tampa at 7.
All right, we're good. What about you, Jessica? That's your team.
Yep, all Bucks all day.
What's the score?
That probably don't. I just want to win.
All right, she's good. Just win. All right, thanks, guys. This episode of Last Call was brought to you by SJP Snapshots and Meeks Inc. Clothing and Apparel.